My name is Rohan Sharma. I am not a former cricket player, a coach, or a famous commentator. I am a cricket expert who has spent my entire life studying the intricate details of this beautiful game. I have analyzed every delivery, every run, and every single moment of Test cricket played since the game began. I have looked at the data, the conditions, and the evolution of technique to understand the true nature of batting greatness. I am here to talk to you about something that every cricket fan should reflect on. We have witnessed many legends in this sport, but few have combined elegance, consistency, and sheer willpower, quite like the man we are discussing today. Kumar Sangakkara was not just a player, he was a symbol of resilience, a master craftsman who elevated Sri Lankan cricket to new heights during some of its most challenging times. When was the last time we saw a player who could keep wickets with the precision of a surgeon, bat like a poet composing verses, and lead a team through turmoil, all while amassing records that stand tall among the all-time greats? The answer is Kumar Sangakkara. For a long time, cricket fans have debated the greatest wicketkeeper batsman, placing him alongside names like Adam Gilchrist and MS Dhoni. But Sangakkara's story is unique. It is not just about numbers, it is about context, the burdens he carried, and how he mastered a role that demanded perfection in multiple facets of the game. To appreciate him is like admiring a symphony, where every note is played flawlessly amid chaos. Both his batting and keeping were exceptional, but they were performed in very different conditions from many of his peers. In this video, we are going to dive deep into the data, the stories, and the legacy to answer the ultimate question: just how good was Kumar Sangakkara? Kumar Sangakkara's career was a masterpiece, a journey that words often struggle to capture fully. He emerged as a young talent from the hills of Matale in Sri Lanka, a left-handed batsman with a technique honed in the competitive school cricket circuits of Trinity College, Kandy. His arrival on the international scene in the year 2000 coincided with a period of transition for Sri Lankan cricket. The team was still riding the high of their 1996 World Cup victory, but the shadows of civil unrest loomed large over the island nation. Sangakkara did not just join the team, he became its backbone. He defined an era where wicketkeepers were no longer just specialists behind the stumps, but had to contribute heavily with the bat. He amassed a total of 12,400 test runs and 38 centuries, numbers so impressive they seem etched in stone. These figures are not mere statistics, they are a testament to longevity, adaptability, and an unyielding pursuit of excellence over 15 years. But to be fair, we must examine the context of those runs. The game Sangakkara played was one where the dual role of keeping and batting placed enormous physical and mental demands on him. During much of his career, from 2000 to 2015, Test cricket was in a phase where bowlers were formidable, but pitches varied wildly, depending on the venue. In Sri Lanka, the tracks were often spin-friendly, turning sharply, and demanding impeccable footwork. Abroad, he faced seaming conditions in England, bouncy pitches in Australia, and swinging balls in South Africa. The data shows that the average runs per wicket in Test cricket during his peak years hovered around 30 to 35, a balance that favoured neither bat nor ball exclusively, but tested every player's resolve. This was an era when the ball would seam or spin unpredictably, and matches could swing based on a single session. In the early 2000s, there were several top-order batsmen averaging over 50, but few did so while keeping wickets for hundreds of overs. This highlights that conditions were challenging, yet rewarding for those with superior technique. Sangakkara was a maestro in this environment, but he thrived in a world that was statistically demanding for wicketkeeper batsmen. He faced some of the finest bowlers in history, such as Dale Steyn, James Anderson, and Matthias Muralitharan in practice nets, which sharpened his skills. This exposure allowed him to settle in and dominate innings after innings. He was the anchor around which Sri Lanka's batting revolved. His technique was flawless: compact defense, elegant drives, and a pull shot that dispatched short balls with authority. He was a true genius, blending classical strokes with modern aggression. The burden on Sangakkara extended beyond the runs and catches. He carried the emotional weight of a nation, scarred by conflict. Every time he stepped onto the field, it was more than a game. It was a beacon of hope for millions in Sri Lanka. This psychological pressure is difficult to quantify, but it was immense. He was a constant in an unpredictable world, a symbol of unity and pride. His genius was not only in his batting or keeping, but in his ability to endure that scrutiny without crumbling. He set the benchmark for what a modern wicketkeeper batsman should be, and his 38 Test centuries are chapters in an epic tale. He was the heartbeat of Sri Lankan cricket, bringing joy to fans amid tough times. He was more than a player, he was an icon. and his achievements inspired a generation. Now, let us delve deeper into Sangakkara's early years to understand how he built this legacy. Born on October 27, 1977, in Matale, Kumar Sangakkara grew up in a family that valued education and sports. His father, a lawyer, encouraged him to pursue cricket alongside academics. At Trinity College, he excelled, captaining the team and showcasing his talent as a batsman and keeper. His domestic debut for Nondescripts Cricket Club in 1997 was promising, with consistent performances that caught the selectors' eyes. By 2000, at age 22, he made his one-day international debut against Pakistan in Galley, scoring 35 runs. Just 2 weeks later, he played his first test against South Africa in Galley, scoring 23 in the first innings, but impressing with his keeping. Those initial matches were a baptism by fire. Facing Shaun Pollock and Alan Donald, he learned quickly. His breakthrough came in 2001 against India, where he scored his maiden test century, a gritty 105 in Galley. That innings showcased his ability to handle spin, dominating Harbhajan Singh and Anil Kumble. From there, his career took off. In 2002, he scored his first double century, 230, against Zimbabwe in Bulawayo, signaling his hunger for big scores. But it was his partnership with Mahela Jayawardene that became legendary. In 2006 against South Africa in Colombo, they put on 624 runs for the third wicket, the highest partnership in Test history. Sangakkara's 287 in that innings was a marathon effort, batting for over 10 hours. As a wicketkeeper, Sangakkara was equally brilliant. He effected 182 catches and 20 stumpings in tests, plus 403 catches and 98 stumpings in one-day internationals, a world record for dismissals in limited overs cricket. Keeping to Muralitharan's doos and Lasith Malinga's Yorkers required lightning reflexes and anticipation. Yet, he rarely dropped a chance. The physical toll was huge. Keeping for long spells in humid conditions while batting at number 3 meant constant fatigue. In 2008, he decided to relinquish the gloves in tests to focus on batting, a move that unlocked even greater potential. Post that, his test average soared above 60, and he notched 11 double centuries, second only to Don Bradman's 12. Let us look at the data that underscores his batting prowess. In tests, Sangakkara played 134 matches, facing 22,884 balls. His strike rate of 54.19 reflects a balanced approach, patient yet positive. He scored 52 50s alongside those 38 centuries, with a highest of 319 against Bangladesh in 2014. That triple century came when he was 36, proving age was no barrier. He was the fastest to reach 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,000 and 12,000 test runs in terms of innings played. In one-day internationals, he played 404 matches, scoring 14,234 runs at an average of 41.98, with 25 centuries and 93 50s. His highest was 169 against South Africa in 2013. In T20 internationals, though he played only 56 matches, he scored 1,382 runs at 31.40, showing adaptability to the shortest format. Overall, his international tally stands at 28,016 runs across all formats, making him the third highest run scorer in history behind Sachin Tendulkar and Ricky Ponting. But numbers alone do not tell the story. Consider his performance under pressure. In the 2007 World Cup, he scored 4 half-centuries, helping Sri Lanka reach the final. In 2011, as captain, he led them to another final, scoring 465 runs, including a century against New Zealand in the semi-final. In 2014, he was instrumental in Sri Lanka's T20 World Cup victory, scoring the winning runs in the final against India. Sangakkara's peak years, from 2009 to 2015, were extraordinary. In 2011, he scored 1,457 test runs, the most by any player that year. In 2014, he set a record for the most international runs in a calendar year, 2,868 across formats. That included 7 test centuries and a staggering performance in the Asia Cup. But perhaps his most memorable feat was in the 2015 World Cup, where he scored 4 consecutive centuries against Bangladesh, England, Australia, and Scotland, a record unlikely to be broken soon. At 37, he was still at the top, retiring on his terms after the Test series against India. To truly appreciate Sangakkara, we must compare him to his contemporaries and legends. Against Sachin Tendulkar, the Little Master, Sangakkara holds his own. While Sachin has more runs and centuries, Sangakkara's test average of 57.40 is higher than Sachin's 53.78. Sachin played in a stronger Indian team with more support, whereas Sangakkara often carried Sri Lanka single-handedly. Compared to Adam Gilchrist, the aggressive Australian, Sangakkara was more consistent. Gilchrist's test average was 47.60, but he revolutionized the role. Sangakkara refined it, blending Gilchrist's flair with Rahul Dravid's solidity. Among the so-called Fab Four of his later years, Virat Kohli, Steve Smith, Joe Root, and Kane Williamson, Sangakkara's records predate them, yet his average surpasses all except perhaps Smith's. The context of his era adds layers to his greatness. Sangakkara played during a time when Test cricket was evolving, with more tours and the rise of T20. Bowlers like Steen, who dismissed him 11 times, were at their peak. Pitches were result-oriented, not always flat. In Asia, spin dominated. In the West, pace ruled. Sangakkara averaged over 50 in Australia, England, and South Africa, tough venues for subcontinental players. At home, he averaged 66.52. His away record is stellar, 50.05 average in 48 tests outside Sri Lanka. He scored centuries against all test-playing nations, a rare feat, but Sangakkara's impact went beyond the field. As captain from 2009 to 2011, he led Sri Lanka to the 2011 World Cup final and the 2010 T20 World Cup semi-final. His leadership was calm, strategic, and inclusive. Off the field, he was eloquent, delivering the MCC Spirit of Cricket lecture in 2011, critiquing corruption in Sri Lankan cricket administration, a bold move that earned respect worldwide. Post-retirement, he became a sought-after commentator, his insights sharp and unbiased. He coached teams like Rajasthan Royals in the Indian Premier League and served as director of cricket for various franchises. Let us explore some key innings that define him. In 2003 against England in Kandy, his 152 turned a match Sri Lanka's way. In 2004, his 270 against Zimbabwe in Bulawayo was a display of dominance. The 624-run stand with Jayawardene in 2006 is iconic. Sangakkara's 287 came when Sri Lanka were in trouble at 35 for 2. In 2010, his 137 against India in the Asia Cup final clinched victory. In tests against Pakistan in 2014, he scored 221 and an unbeaten 230, showcasing endurance. His resilience shone in adversity. During the 2009 Lahore attack on the Sri Lankan team bus, Sangakkara was injured but remained composed, later recounting the event with grace. He never let fear deter him. In domestic cricket and leagues, he excelled too. In the Indian Premier League, he scored 1,687 runs for teams like Kings XI Punjab and Sunrisers Hyderabad. In county cricket for Surrey, he scored 8 centuries in 8 consecutive matches in 2017. A post-retirement feat at 40, Sangakkara's technique was a blend of artistry and science. His stance was upright, bat straight, eyes level. He played late, using soft hands against pace and nimble feet against spin. His cover drive was poetry, piercing gaps with timing against short balls. His hook and pull were controlled. As a keeper, he was tidy, rarely fumbling, and his stumpings off spinners were quick. Mentally, he was unbreakable, visualizing innings and adapting mid-game. Awards poured in. ICC Test Player of the Year in 2012, ICC Cricketer of the Year in 2012, Wisden Cricketer of the Year in 2012. He was inducted into the ICC Hall of Fame in 2021, but his true legacy is inspiring young Sri Lankans. Players like Dimuth Karunaratne and Kusal Mendis credit him for guidance. So when we reflect on Kumar Sangakkara, what do we see? He was the master of versatility, perfect in technique, and ruling an era that demanded multifaceted excellence. He was a hero to millions, setting standards that endure. His impact was profound, bringing pride to Sri Lanka during dark days. Kumar Sangakkara was the architect of Sri Lankan resilience. He fought for every run and catch against the toughest oppositions. His success stemmed from adaptability and strength in difficulty. He was a professional who thrived in the hardest conditions, like a serene force amid storms. His career proves greatness is contextual, not just numerical. Every era has heroes, and Sangakkara is one of cricket's finest. He represents the best of the game: skill, spirit, and sportsmanship. Just how good was Kumar Sangakkara? He was the man who mastered the dual art, showing that even in a small nation's shadows, a true legend can shine brightest. His legacy is about perseverance, elegance, and rewriting possibilities. We were lucky to witness him. He bridged classical and modern cricket, mastering both art and science. Whether his runs or dismissals, he is among the all-time greats. Sangakkara's story affirms Test cricket as the ultimate Test character, patience, skill. With players like him, the game evolves, creating timeless moments. As we remember his career, look beyond numbers to the heart, joy, and team spirit he embodied. Records fade, but memories of greatness last. From my studies, Kumar Sangakkara is truly one of the greatest. Thank you for joining this exploration of a cricket giant. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, hit the bell for more. My name is Rohan Sharma. Until next time, keep enjoying cricket, cherish legends, and believe in its magic.